Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Namame Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Anapeksha Shuchirdakshaha Udasino Gatavyathaha Sarvarambha Parityagi Yo mad bhaktas same priyaha. So anapeksha. Apeksha is desire. So Bhashyakara says it. Spruha. Spruha is desire. So this word spruha has come earlier in Gita also. Nispruhaha. So like that. And so apeksha, the desire. Desire for what? About the pleasures, sense pleasures. See, if you look at the civilization of the present times, so people are given to the pursuit of sense pleasures constantly. The idea of tapas means living an austere life, keeping fast occasionally, make do with minimum requirements for the maintenance of the body, endure the physical discomfort without complaining, sometimes even inviting physical discomfort as a part of austerity. So all that was there in the context of religion. That was how the religion used to be. But now the sense pleasures have taken over the worldly life as well as the religious life. So we follow some religion, but without hurting the sense pleasure seeking. Without disturbing the seeking of sense pleasures, we follow religion. Like if it is a long puja, we first have breakfast and then do the long puja. So like that. If it is a short puja, we don't mind. We don't rush to the breakfast. We don't mind even delaying the breakfast by 15-20 minutes. But that's it. Nothing more than that. So the sense pleasures have taken over. And therefore even the rituals also have got modified accordingly. You can see in the rituals, the Purohits also get the mood of the people. And they modify the rituals. Rituals are changeable. There are no hard and fast rules about ritual. Karmani vikalpaha. You can always modify the ritual. And therefore the priests, the devotees, they seem to understand each other. And therefore they modify the rituals to fit into their personal seeking of pleasures. Therefore we can say the civilization is based on sensorial pleasures. That is how it seems to be like that. And therefore there will be a lot of seeking. There will be plenty of desires. And some of the basic tenets of Gita etc. will be questioned. Like you have to give up all the desires, Gita says, in no uncertain terms. Gita doesn't give any scope for hesitation there. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanogatan ityadi. But then we are not willing to do that. We are a bit concerned what will happen to our comforts if we give up all desires. Then we have so many goals in life and we have so much planning going on. So you know what is planning? Planning means you decide the blueprint of life. This is how my life should be. And the life should unfold as per that blueprint. It is like you are building a house. Before you build the house, you have the blueprint before you. And a few copies of the blueprint are taken, and the concerned mestri or the masons and other workers and the engineer, the architect, everybody will be having a copy of the blueprint. It is called blueprint because it is printed on a blue colored sheet, I suppose. And and therefore similarly this has become the habit in our life. So we have a blueprint of our life. Indian couples, even when the child was in the womb of the mother, they want to know the they want to know the gender. Not only they want to know the gender, they want to decide the gender also. They want to determine the gender. The child must be male. They want to take that into their control. Even that they don't want to leave to God or higher power. Even that they have to manipulate. Assuming that the child is born, male child is born, the male child should become an engineer or a doctor. And the male child should become a student of St. Anne's, Secunderabad. That back in Telangana. There is a school like St. Anne's, and my son should be in that school. And therefore there is tremendous, very unusual pressure upon the school management to get these children into the school. And therefore they interview the mother, even when the mother is pregnant. Then itself the interview begins. And the child is allowed to join at the age of 3. And then they conduct an interview for the child. Very unnatural and weird things happen. And then the rituals, they come up with very weird rituals to fulfill weird desires. Very bizarre situation it is. So this is how you have a blueprint of life ready before you. This is how my life should go on. I should live this long. You decide everything. Nothing is left to higher power or chance or anything. You decide, I have to live this long. Like that. And this is called apeksha. Mahatmas don't live like that. You see, when you plan the life, you meet the life from the memory. So you have the memory of the past pain, so it should not happen. It should not recur. You have the memory of the past pleasure, it should be recurring all the time. And therefore you are meeting the life. It is the dawn and a new day begins. So you meet the dawn, the new day, the life with the memory. Namely, the past pain should not recur. The past pleasures should recur. That is how you meet. With the past, you meet the present. With the memory, you meet the life. You don't meet the life freshly. There is no freshness in it. Life is ever fresh. Life is not repetitive. Life doesn't repeat. It is ever fresh. But you meet it with the memory and with the seeking, with the apeksha. That is how you meet it. That's why you will never know what life is. You know only your projections about life. You never know what the life is. And life is extremely fresh and novel and challenging it is. And it is a challenge, and it's a joy to meet the challenge of life freshly every day. And allow the life to present itself before us. Allow it to unfold itself. And as it unfolds, I meet it with the freshness of the present moment, without seeking anything. And then I meet life. Then I discover the truth of life. So I allow the life to present its challenges before me, and I meet those challenges with a pure heart, with a selfless heart, and then move forward. So all that is not known to people. And so this kind of living a life, that is the true religion. Not the bizarre religion which is used to fulfill your most unbecoming desires and all that. Therefore, anapeksha. Maybe I have put it a bit harshly. So let us see what Bhashyakara says. Dehendriya vishaya sambandhadishu apeksha vishayeshu nispruhaha. So that is the meaning of anapeksha. Navidyate apeksha yasya saha anapeksha. So nirgataha spruhayaha iti nispruhaha. Spruha, the desire. One who has become free from the very desiring attitude. So what are the things that people desire? Apeksha can also be called expectation and anticipation. As I already mentioned, expectation and anticipation also come under the category of desiring. So just a shade of difference could be there here, but it is all one desiring only. Therefore, the desire is concerning about what? So Shankara says, apeksha vishayeshu. So deha, desire for the body. You see, about body, you have to desire only health. Health is not considered, desiring health is not a health. Is not a desire. You see, desire means it must be other than you. So, you are endowed with the body, and take yourself to the body in the beginning, at least provisionally. So to that extent you have to work on it, and you have to rise above the body identification. That you have to do. That is what Vedanta is. You have to ask the question, am I the body? Am I the body alone? Or am I something more than the body? You have to ask that question. And not just asking the question, you have to investigate it. That is how you know yourself. You know yourself by looking at yourself and by investigating yourself. Somehow, a very weird notion has taken hold of people's thinking. Namely, you will know about yourself by reading books. How will you know about yourself by reading books alone? You may as well read books. For example, I Am That is a book, you can read it. You should read it, really speaking. But in the final analysis, you know about yourself by looking at yourself, you know. It is like you want to know about your face. How is it? Everybody wants to know about his or her face. You may not want to know how your back is, but you want to know how your face is. Sometimes you may want to know how your back is also. That's why in barber shops they have multiple mirrors. So, but certainly you want to know how is your face. And so, what will you do now? You want to know how is your face. Go to a guru. Suppose you go to a guru, and guru is a sincere guru, an innocent guru. What will he tell? Dear son, you go and purchase a mirror. Suppose the guru says, yeah, you stay with me for a few years and I will let you know, I have the means of how to know the face, and I will tell you, and I have the means with me, I will give it to you. Suppose the guru says, how is that? Very bizarre thing it is. So Atma is like that. So if you want to know your face, just go to the mirror and look at the mirror. With an open mind you look at it. No, I am a very beautiful person. Now you look at the mirror. Even the mirror cannot show you the truth. We have a proverb in Telugu. The crow loves its kid. The small crow. And the crow believes that the small crow is the most beautiful animal in this creation. That is how the crow believes. So the proverb is like that. Therefore, so look into the mirror with an open mind. Don't have any conclusions about yourself. Keep the mind open and look into the mirror. Now you know. Now you know. For example, I look into the mirror and say, okay, the body has become old. It has worn out. And it has done its job. And so I understand what is going on. And then take things from then on. Therefore, it is like looking into the mirror. Similarly, you look into yourself. Am I the body alone? Or am I something more? And suppose you go to the guru will tell you the same thing. Come on, you look into yourself. Look within. Search within. That is what the guru will tell. Saha antaha anveshtavyaha vijijñāsitavyaha. That is what the Shruti says. Therefore, you look into yourself. And so you have to know yourself. So anyway, I started saying that you have the body and you have to look at yourself and see whether you are the body alone or something more than that. Really speaking, you should transcend the body identity. You should go beyond the body identification. That is the true religion. In true religion, you do not identify with the body. So, therefore, but then there is a rule. The rule is, that is where I started this entire discussion about body. The rule is, unless you are healthy, you will not be able to transcend the body. A sick body will hold you back. It will not allow you to go beyond the body when it is sick. Therefore, keep the body healthy. Therefore, you desire the health of the body in order to go beyond the body. That is not a desire. That is a spirituality. Therefore, when it is the body and you identify with the body, you have a variety of desires about the body. Apeksha vishayeshu deha. So with reference to body, you want the body to be fair and lovely. Whatever color the nature has put into the body is not acceptable. The color the nature has put into the body, the skin color, that is not acceptable. We have to make the color different. So is there a medical procedure that can change the color of the skin? There are. And people have undergone those procedures. And one of the most popular rock stars have undergone one such procedure. So therefore, this is what is called apeksha. You have desires about the body. You should not allow the body. Body is put in place by the nature. Body is not yours. Body is the child of the nature. Nature is made up of 5 elements, and those 5 elements are present in the body. So body is a stack. It is a stack of 5 elements. And so it is nature's child. It is sustained by the nature, and its end also will be in the hands of the nature only. Therefore, allow the nature to take care of the body. Therefore, you give up all desires about the body. No expectation as far as the body is concerned. That you should not have white hair, you should not have bald head, you should not have wrinkles, etc. And you should be beautiful, you should be fair and lovely. So all this madness one should give up. Anapekshaha. Then indriya, the sense organs. Sense organs means the organs through which you enjoy the objects of the world. Indriya. So the desires with reference to the taste buds, and with reference to the nose, namely fragrances, this and that, with reference to the eyes, etc. And then vishaya, indriya and vishaya. You can make them dvandva. Dvandva. Or you can say indriyanam vishayaha. You can make it shashti tatpurusha within that. Therefore, the sense objects, indriya vishaya, the sense objects. So all kinds of desires about the sense objects. Like we have a variety of desires about food. We have a variety of desires. It should not be like that. In fact, we should not have any desire about food. A person who thinks of lunch morning at 9 o'clock, he can only be a cook. Not us. We are not cooks. There are cooks working there. We are not cooks. And I have to think of lunch when the lunch is served in the plate. That's all. I don't have any plan. People should not plan. You know what is plan? Planning means, I am not saying in a foolhardy way, like you have to travel to South India, then you have to plan. I am not talking of that kind of plan. That kind of a chronological planning. It must be in place. You just cannot go and purchase the ticket and travel. You cannot do that. So the chronological planning, I am not saying anything against that. The psychological planning. Why do you plan? Why do you plan your life? Because you are insecure. Did you ever notice that? So the more a person is planning, the more insecure he is. So that is the origin of planning. You are insecure and therefore you are planning. And then what happens when you plan? When you plan, you become anxious. Because the plan may not work. Our earlier experience was also like that. We have man proposes, God disposes. And we planned so many things, many of them did not come true. And therefore, that memory is always pushing us. Whenever you plan, there is anxiety. And every plan of life comes from the inherent insecurity. So this plan makes you insecure and anxious. That is not how you live life. In this elaborate planning, you have missed the very secret of life. Namely, life is not as you expect. Life is fresh. You see, I tell you, a person desires something and he gets it. What is in that? There is nothing novel in it. There is nothing fulfilling in it. He desired it and he got it. Suppose it is something like he wants to have puri for breakfast, and he commands, and the person serves puri for the breakfast, and he eats puri. What is thrill in it? There is no thrill in it. There is nothing novel in it. There is no freshness in it. Whereas I don't know what would be my breakfast. And then I go and sit there. He serves puri. There is joy in it. There is freshness in it. There is everything in it. That is life. That's why these people who desire things and get them, they are the dullest fellows. They don't know the secret of life. Really. I am saying seriously. If you want to know the secret of life, never plan life. Take the life as it emerges, as it unfolds. And let the life throw challenges at you. And you take them. I never imagined that I will be teaching in Rishikesh. But now I am teaching here. Never imagine, even in the wildest of dreams, I did not imagine that I will teach in Rishikesh. I did not want to teach in Rishikesh. In fact, for that matter, I did not want to teach anywhere else also for that matter. But then I am sitting here in Rishikesh. I never wanted, oh Ganga, I should be in your embrace, this, that, prayers and all that. No. Even the river Delaware is also Ganga. When I was living on the banks of river Delaware water gap, that was the place where I lived. That was also Ganga. A canal near my village was also Ganga. I did not want particularly to be in the lap of Ganga, but that is where I am. And it's an amazing thing it is. It is the most freshest thing in life. So people who plan, they don't know the secret of life. They miss the secret of life. Therefore, you become desireless and see how life will unfold before you. Allow it to unfold. Don't try to manipulate everything in life. These manipulative people, they manipulate life. They want to manipulate life. They cannot. That's why they manipulate others. Because they cannot manipulate life anyway. Therefore, go and manipulate others and just do something. Anyway, so Indriya Vishaya, Sambandha, relatives. So you have expectations about relatives, you will suffer, I tell you. You should not have any expectations about relatives. Relatives means son, daughter, grown up. I am not talking about children, grown up. So you should not have any expectation about them. In fact, the truth is, you get as much freedom as you give to others. You see, nowadays, I have come across a young girl. She has a cell phone and a 1-800 number, that cell phone. 1-800 number means anybody can give a free call to that number. Her mother consulted the telephone companies and got a 1-800 number. By paying some lump sum amount in advance, you get a 1-800 number. Because you are making daily 12 to 15 calls to the same number, a 1-800 number will come very economical. Could you get the point? Therefore, she got a 1-800 number to her daughter. The daughter showed me, this is 1-800 number. I asked her this, what is this 1-800? So she told me, this is, she explained everything and showed me this. So you have that number, only company people will have, like Microsoft will have, or Apple will have 1-800 number. You also have it? Yes. Why do you have it? My mother got it for me. Why? Because she telephones 10 to 12 times a day for me. No. And then I asked her, how many tells you lie to your mother in a day? She said, I have to lie at least half a dozen times. Because the first question the mother asks is, where are you? So the poor girl has to lie half a dozen times. If this is how you want to control your children, that is not wisdom. They are grown-up people. They will live their life. They are not your children, they are God's children, as the poet says rightly. Therefore, about relatives. So if this is the situation with son and daughter, whom you gave birth and brought up, then what to talk of son-in-law and daughter-in-law? What to speak of them? So should we say that you should not control them? You should not try to control them. You should allow them to live their life. Now, will they not make mistakes? They will. They will make mistakes, and they will learn from their mistakes. They will not learn from you. They will learn from their mistakes. And let them make mistakes. If you see them making a mistake, tell them, come on, don't make that mistake. If the person gives heed to the advice, good. Otherwise, they will make the mistake and then they will learn. That is a better way of learning too. Suppose God appears before you and says, dear sir, take a boon, varam bruhi. My son and daughter should never face any difficulty in life. Suppose you ask for that boon and God grants it. You have done the greatest disservice to your son and daughter, because they will become vegetables. That is not how life moves, That is not how life works. In life, they face challenges, they face hurdles, they learn from it, and sometimes they are defeated by life, they become humble. Sometimes they conquer the difficulties of life. That makes them confident. That is how they will be moving forward. And you may give a word of encouragement by all means, but even that is also not necessary. You better understand that they are not your children and try to keep away. So, sambandhadishu anapekshaha. So, life obsessed by desires and fears. Life full of strife and struggle. Such a life is not normal. But what happens is, in a crowd of 1,000 people, if 999 people are abnormal, then the abnormal becomes the normal. That's why some of these weird rituals, etc., which are aimed at fulfilling the most unbecoming desires, have become normal. They are the most bizarre things and abnormal things, but they become normal, Therefore, the life which is obsessed by desires and fears is not normal. Generally, I tell you, a healthy body, what is a healthy body? A healthy body is the body that is mostly unperceived by the owner. You are the owner. You are mostly unconscious of your body. Means you live beyond the threshold of body consciousness mostly. You become conscious of the body very rarely. That is a healthy body. Same rule applies to healthy mind. Suppose the mind throws up a fear and you have to address it. The mind throws up a desire, you have to address it. The whole day you are addressing desires and fears. Your mind is a sick mind. Suppose you live a day's life and you don't find one occasion to address your mind. The mind doesn't throw up any issue. It doesn't come out with an emotion, it doesn't come out with some distress, it doesn't come out with a desire, it doesn't come out with a fear. The day passes without any of that. Means there is some cognitive functions. Now this is flower, that is pot. Now it is hungry, so I have to go there and eat food. That kind of routine things are only there. Rest of the time, the mind, you are not even conscious of your mind. Now you don't need a a technique of meditation to control the mind, because it doesn't require a control. Meditation becomes the routine, becomes the norm. You are in meditation all the time without any effort. You don't need to make any effort to address the mind, to assuage the mind, to keep it in control. No such effort is required. In one word, you live mostly unaware of your mind. That is a healthy mind. One Mahatma used to say, what is the normal state of mind? Silence. Silence is the normal state of mind, not thinking. Thinking is not the normal state of mind. Thinking is the disturbed state of mind, whereas silence is the normal state of mind. Therefore, when there are no desires, and hence there are no fears, you are in the normal state. Then Shuchihi. Shuchihi is of two kinds. I will go through the descriptions simply, easily going. Normally, there is not much to explain when it comes to Shuchihi. Shuchihi means clean. That is the translation. You should be clean. Clean how? Physically. The body must be clean. The clothes must be clean. Clothes need not be costly. Should not be fashionable. Fashion is undesirable. You don't need fashion. Fashion is, when you go for the fashion, you have converted the body into an altar. And you want to worship the body. So worship of the body becomes a religion. And body becomes the God. That is what is called fashion. And then there is a fashion world. It is all commerce it is. And so very corrupting it is. So you should not go for all that. So you wear a simple dress and suitable for the weather and climate. So don't put a necktie. Necktie you need in Western countries, in cold countries, not in India. Certainly not in summer. Suppose in summer you come with a suit, boot and necktie, you must be cooking inside. Right? Like a tomato. So that they wear necktie because the weather is like that. They need a necktie. Otherwise they will be in trouble. Some of these neckties that are used in France and Italy, there is nothing hanging here as in fashion. It is just a knot to keep it in place. Just a knot. That is the necktie. They call it butterfly necktie. Very, very simple. Its purpose is obvious. Its purpose is to keep the collar closed so that the neck remains covered from the cold climb. That is the necktie. You don't need that in India, at least most of the time. Maybe in winter you may need. But we ape the West. So anyway, therefore, so you don't need fashion. In dressing, you don't need fashion. You should go by utility approach. So according to the climate, a simple dress you should wear. You should not wear, in India, you should not wear silken dresses. You should wear 100% cotton. Silken dress you should not wear. And this kind of fashionable jerry, etc. is crazy. You don't need it. Don't find fault with me. Just you don't need it. Why this? Why this? It shines. Why should it shine? It should be clean, not shine. People are crazy, I tell you. So we promote, we encourage it, and so therefore they put it. Stop purchasing anything zari. They call it zari. Stop purchasing anything zari. They will stop making it. Stop purchasing anything silk because it is himsa. Stop purchasing anything silk. They will stop making that. Then somebody comes with the argument, then there will be unemployment. You see, they wanted to ban bidi. Bidi is the most dangerous smoking. Cigarette is 10 times better than bidi as far as the ill effects of smoking are concerned. They wanted to ban bidi. But then some of the organizations opposed it. No, you cannot ban bidi because there will be employment involved in that. Then don't ban drugs also. So, you don't go by employment like that. So, don't wear silk. It is one of the weirdest things of orthodoxy, the stupidest thing of orthodoxy, that they consider a silken dress as pure. They consider that as pure. A cotton dress which was washed and brought by the washerwoman, God bless her soul, she irons it and brings very clean cotton dress. They consider it as defiled. Whereas the silken dress, they consider it as kosher. This is one of the stupidest aspects of orthodoxy. Is there a word like stupidest? May not be the stupidest. Some English, you know. That is about dress. And then the surroundings you must keep clean. It is an unfortunate thing in our independent India that no leader of the country till today thought of keeping the surroundings clean. Between Gandhiji and Narendra Modi ji, between them, there was no leader who thought about the cleanliness of the surroundings. In fact, we were losing a lot of tourists, and the tourism industry was not growing. It was suffering due to poor numbers because the foreigners are not coming. Only because of the dirty surroundings. We keep our surroundings dirty. That was the single hurdle in the growth of tourism industry. Of all industries, tourism industry is unique because with the minimum investment, you get maximum job opportunities and maximum economic growth with minimum investment. That is the beauty of tourism industry. And just by keeping the surroundings dirty, we have killed the tourism industry. Our father of the nation wanted India to be a clean place. That is what he wanted. Nobody thought of it. Only now, in the last 4.5 years, it was given the importance that it is due to it, and something is moving in that direction. Therefore, we have to help in that. We have to contribute our might to that. So we should not contribute to the dirtying of surroundings. Therefore, the shuchihi, keep the surroundings clean. Finally, shuchihi, the mind must be pure. Always remember, blessed are those who are pure in heart, for they come to know God. That is the message. So, in a pure heart, the divinity comes to the fore. That is how you discover the divinity. You don't discover divinity in any other way. You are just imagining and quoting stories. That doesn't mean anything. It is neither here nor there. There is only one way to discover divinity. Only one way. When Mahatma was telling, God is realized in only one way. There is only one way of realizing God. That is as the self. As the true self. That is the only way to realize God. There is no other way. There is no other way. No stories. Stories are stories. See whether they have some meaningful symbolism. If it is not there, dump those stories. We don't need. We don't need all these stories. Those myths which have some significance, which have some beauty, and which inspire us, we keep them. All other myths we don't need. Swami Vivekananda said, you can fill the half of world's libraries with the stories of India. We don't need all those stories. Some of them are very misleading stories. We don't need them. We need a few myths because they have their own beauty, their own significance, and their own message. Shuchihi. So you have to keep the heart pure. Then, so Shankara, Shuchihi Bahyena Abhyantarena cha Shauchena Sampannaha. So you should have outer cleanliness. Shuchihi is clean. Outer cleanliness and also inner cleanliness, means inner purity of the heart. You must have it in full measure, sampannaha. So sabahyabhyantara shuchihi should be like that. Then dakshaha. You see, generally there is an opinion among the people that the worldly people are very capable people. They are capable of accomplishing things in the world. Whereas these devotees, true devotees I am talking about, these people who abide in themselves, who are very quiet, loving, peaceful, these people, they cannot accomplish anything in world. That is how they think. That thinking is wrong. So, because in this world you do not accomplish anything, you are just imagining. You don't accomplish anything in the world. It is like you build a castle in the sand. That is the biblical expression. So you build a castle in the sand. It looks very beautiful, but at the first hint of a powerful wind, it will collapse. That is how the worldly accomplishments are. You see, I'll tell you one fact of life. When you do not have a blueprint of life, means you do not plan the life, you allow the life to unfold. To make it happen, to make it that happen, you should know a few things very clearly. Very clearly you should know. One of them is, future is utterly unpredictable. You should know that. But there is an army of selfish people, or people, ignorant people, who try to convince you otherwise. There is an army. Whereas this is the lone voice which is saying that the future is utterly unpredictable. What I say, stand against an army of the so-called predictors or soothsayers. Therefore, when future is utterly unpredictable, and now you are trying to plan the future, what kind of plan it is? It is rooted in ignorance, you know. You want to plan the future without which you do not know anything about. And therefore people who plan, they only have what is called success and failure. And the people who do not plan life, they live life. They live life in the present moment. They do things which need to be done. In fact, you don't do things, things happen. The natural thing happens naturally. Please don't misunderstand what I am saying. I am not saying you should sit as a statue, like a Buddha. I am not saying that. You do the things that you need to do. You wake up, so start doing things. What needs to be done gets done. You don't stop doing anything. Nitya karma goes on. And the daily duties you do with a lot of enthusiasm. All that happens. But doing is in the present, you know. Doing is in the present. Planning is about the future. The psychological planning. And so, when you are planning the life, either you succeed or you fail. You look at your life. Did you ever regret badly about the failures in your life? I am sure the answer will be yes. You have such regret about past failures, which makes you cring, or which makes you very unhappy, that the feeling that I have failed makes a person very unhappy, very distressed. It is the worst possible distress that I have failed. Why there was failure? Why there was failure? Because I planned, therefore I failed. Suppose I don't plan, then there is no failure. Suppose I love mathematics, so I study mathematics with love. Study of mathematics is a joy, and therefore attend every single class without ever missing, and then do all the homework in the college, suppose, just I am giving an example, and study well with all enthusiasm and love, then it is time to face an examination. So go to the examination hall and receive the question paper, and you answer to the best of your ability. You neither fail nor succeed. There is no success, there is no failure. If the paper is very tough, it is not tough for you alone. It is tough for the entire student community. If it is very easy, it is not easy for you alone. It is easy for everybody. And you face it to the best of your ability. That is how you face life. In that kind of living, there are no failures. There are no successes also. Successes make the ego very strong. Failures will make you go into depression, distress and depression. You are free from all that when there is no psychological planning of life. So, therefore, Dakshaha. Dakshaha is one who faces the life with the clarity of understanding, with the commitment to the duty, and facing the challenges of life as they unfold or as they present themselves before one. He is the real capable person, not the worldly people who plan so much about the life and then become successful and failures alternately. And when they are successful a little, then the ecstasy has no bounds, and therefore they are partying and all that. And when they fail, they go into depression and then go to doctors and get medicines. Take Prozac or whatever. Some of the greatest entrepreneurs of the world who are billionaires take a Prozac before going to bed. They need a Prozac. Prozac is a tablet. It's a prescription medicine. You don't get it just like that. Back there. Here you can get. Here you can get anything. Really. You have to just explore a little. Even exploration is not necessary. Just go and get it. He may not know it by the name Prozac. Some other name will be there. You go and get it. You don't need any prescription. Especially in Rishikesh, they don't ask any paper, they don't give any paper. Rishikesh economy you must have seen. No paper. We don't waste paper. It is all verbal transaction only. Whatever you want to ask, you ask. Sir, do you have some LSD? What is that? LSD? We don't know. No, that is, that, yeah, come. Like that. Bhashyakara, Dakshaha, Pratyutpanneshu Karyeshu, Sadhyaha, Yathavat Pratipattum Samarthaha. A very interesting definition given by Shankara. Very interesting. I am amazed at the beauty of the definition. As